Hi guys, this is another Real Talk with Rain. Uh, Today we're going to talk about equality. You probably noticed that recently on the news there was a Supreme Court ruling that it was now illegal to ban gay marriage in the United States. This'll partially be on that, but that's only one piece of what equality actually is. The idea of equality is a pretty old one. It's one of the founding principles of our country, the mighty USA. Yet it was some time before anyone really was equal. All men equal under God has a nice ring to it, but really, that meant all Anglo Saxon white Christian men under God. It was years before we abolished slavery. Years, even more years before we noticed the people whose land we stole and gave them rights. And even longer before the racial rights were assured altogether to every race. I mean, it was only 50 years ago that segregation was outlawed. Well, about 50. And after racial equality, we started working on women's rights, their equality. Now they have the right to vote as well as many other rights that they weren't available at the time. The most prominent and debatable one is the right to choose. And just recently, we learned equality of love. And that's the ability to love anyone you want, as long as it's two consenting adults, and the right to make a legal contract binding you two together. In the end, that's all that marriage really is. Now, there were a lot of opponents to gay marriage. And to them, I say, how can any living human hate love? Have you ever lived without love? I'll tell you, it's not very fun. It sucks. It's a very cold existence, where tomorrow really doesn't bring anything but tomorrow. And you're only alive today because you're afraid of dying. The idea of some new class of citizens getting basic human rights is nothing new. It's something that we've been doing for a long time, and it's had its opponent every time. Whether with the African Americans, the KKK, for women's rights, it was all those men's activists that used to say how they were all too fussy for voting and doing all those things. And lately, and this actually really hurts because there was a time when I was really close to Christian God, but lately it seems like they are the new opponents for equality. And that's something that really hurts. To be honest, I'm going to leave faith for another day. Just something to let you know while I'm here is that I lost my faith a long time ago. But I'm still very attached. And that's something that sometimes when I see bad things happening, it hurts. Because those are some of the best years of my life, and I met some really great people there. So, a last little bit before we're done today. When I was a child in history class, I always thought history was just that, history. That the moon was reached, that World War II had ended, that everyone had their rights, that everything important to be done was already accomplished and finished by people much greater than I am. But recently, I just saw history unfold. I saw a moment of history that something small, but so big that it changed a country and taught a country that learned to hate. And maybe it hasn't taught them yet, but eventually, it just might teach this country how to love. How to love everyone, even the people they don't like, and even the people they don't agree with. The world is alive. It's alive today. Every day there's going to be something new. Maybe not new for you, but the world just might bring you wonders.